Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Presitator Podcast Ep.1.
All right.
Okay, Max. What do you want to talk about today?
I want to talk about the state of Marvel and more broadly just comics.
Okay.
So let's talk about that.
And what's your opinion on this?
They're real good.
What?
They're real good.
Really? You think so?
Well,
Speaking in the mic, bro.
there's a whole lot of SJW stuff going
Really?
on.
I haven't seen that a lot in Marvel.
People always talk about it in Marvel. Like DC has a lot less of a problem with it, and I've seen that like IDW has a bigger problem with it.
What the freak is IDW?
It's another publishing company.
Does it suck?
Not always. They make the Transformers and Ninja Turtles comics,
Well, I mean,
and those are pretty good. But and then, but with Marvel, it's always like, it's just like, it's, you can feel the presence, but I couldn't tell you like specific things.
yeah.
Uh,
Well, try. What is like one example? What is the best example?
I don't know. I tend to stay away from comics that I hear are pretty SJW, but um, like I heard that what's it called? The team with Nova and Spider-Man and Champions. I hear that like in the beginning that's kind of SJW.
Well, I mean, there's just like a Muslim girl. That's all I see. She looks like Mia Khalifa. Have you seen the memes?
Yeah, I've seen them.
That was pretty epic.
No, that's pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what are some of your preferred titles, Toby?
Nova.
Yeah.
I don't think I like anything else but Nova.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Tell me why. Why do you like Nova?
'Cause he looks cool. I mean,
'Cause he looks fucking epic.
he really does. Nova has a really good design.
He does. These are all truths. Uh, let's see. Some of mine. Spider-Man has always been like my favorite superhero.
Spooder boy.
Spider-Boy. And it's weird. You ever notice how like you can have nostalgia for something that you weren't even there for?
Yeah. That's me with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. Because I remember I had this big Spider-Man like encyclopedia book, right? And it had all these pictures. And I think I read like every single page of it, and it was just like telling you their powers and stuff. And I remember I loved it. And I was a big fan of that Scarlet Spider Boy.
Scarlet Spider Boy. I've never seen Scarlet Spider Boy.
He's a clone.
He's a clone. Oh, aren't Scarlet's clones? What's the clone name for clones?
Clones? What are you talking about?
There's like the clones that are like aliens.
The clones? Oh, those are Skrulls.
Yeah,
But
Skrulls.
they're not clones. They're shapeshifters.
Don't they like die or something?
Yeah. That's what I was telling you about. They kill Skrulls like very, very like inhumanely, because like even though the Skrulls are like a race of aliens that like have culture and art, like the superheroes that don't kill will kill them like in the most savage way possible. It's really funny.
Really? Like, didn't you say something about them? Like, whenever they die a certain way.
I don't remember that. I think I might have like read something somewhere about like,
They like disintegrate or something when they die.
oh, those are regular clones.
Just regular clones disintegrate when they die.
Yeah.
That's
Like
pretty
Scarlet
epic.
Spider was a clone, and like there was a big controversy in the 90s called the Clone Saga. And that was just like, but what if this clone is the actual Peter Parker?
Dang,
And
that's crazy.
And so everyone thought that the Peter Parker that they've been reading about since the 60s, everyone thought that that was a fake Peter Parker. So everyone made a big stink when it got revealed that that it was in fact not the real Peter Parker, because he disintegrated when he died.
Oh dang. Wait, so the one from the beginning wasn't real, or was he real?
The that you've been reading about since the 60s is real.
Okay. That would have been epic if they just made him a clone and stuck a middle finger to every single person ever.
They did for like a year.
Really? It was a whole entire year?
Yeah, and everyone was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, that's what they did for Superior Spider-Man, but everyone got the gist of it. Like at the beginning, they were like, "This is just an event. This is gonna stop." If you don't know, Superior Spider-Man is Dr. Octopus inside of Spider-Man's body.
What if they like did something like that today, and their like sales just plummeted? That'd be funny.
Their
They'd be like,
sales
"Oh
would be
frick,
plummeting.
we gotta pull the plug on
The
this."
thing is that like comics have done that so much that it's like that people expect it to be over with at some point.
What if they just didn't get over it? What if it just happened? Like Spider-Man just died forever, and they never ever wrote about him ever again.
That's what they did for Ultimate Spider-Man.
Really? But I mean, they're still writing about him. I mean, like he dies, nothing else ever. He's just gone forever.
I think people would be upset.
I think everyone would be
And
upset.
that just doesn't make financial sense, Toby.
I know
Spider-Man
it doesn't.
sells comics.
From a storytelling point, it'd be better.
Yeah, I mean, that's why people love Ultimate Spider-Man. Well,
Why?
that among other things.
People
Because
just
he
die.
dies and it's a great death and he stays dead.
He
For the
stays
most
dead
part.
for the most part. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that's why Miles Morales became Spider-Man.
Really? That's the reason.
Well, he got bitten by a different genetically altered spider, and then he was there whenever Peter Parker died, and so he was just like, "Oh man, I feel so guilty because I could have helped him. I gotta be Spider-Man now." So at first he has like a really stupid like Halloween store Spider-Man suit, but then Shield like picks up on him and they make him his cool black and red Spider-Man suit.
Yeah, it's like the classic Miles Morales.
Miles
thing.
Morales.
Where's Morales?
Yeah.
Miles Prower.
Yeah, that would be better as a Spider-Man.
Yeah. So what's your stance on actual clones?
Actual clones in
Yeah,
real
literal.
life.
Yeah, real life clones.
It's kind of dangerous.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, they already did it. Did you know Paris Hilton has like 2 cloned dogs?
Did you know that Will Smith is a clone?
Yeah, he's been a clone this entire time.
I know they've been. I remember from like a while ago they were like cloning sheep and stuff.
Yeah, they've been cloning sheep for a long time. Did you know the first cloned sheep was actually named after Dolly Parton?
That's funny.
That's a fact. I learned it at Dollywood.
Dollywood.
Yeah, the Dolly Parton theme park that actually exists.
I prefer Bollywood.
They made a whole entire episode of American Dad about it.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't revolve essentially on that, but like it's like Roger trying to save up enough money to buy Dollywood.
Well, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Why would you make a clone if you weren't like dying and wanted to transfer your brain into the fucking clone or whatever?
Well, I don't know, just
Like what
be
reason
epic.
is there?
like see, Paris Hilton cloned her dog twice just to have the same dog, but apparently they have different personalities, so there's really no point in doing it anymore.
Okay.
I guess just for aesthetic
It's
purposes.
for the epic.
It's for the epic. It's for the Vine.
Yeah. Like one of them has a right, like their right eye is blue and their left eye is brown, and then the other one is like their left eye is blue and their right eye is brown.
Yeah, they had like it's like when you flip your camera on your phone and everything's
Yeah,
backwards.
it's just a mirrored image. Dude, there was a Spider-Man the animated series episode that was like the chameleon, right? And the chameleon can turn into anyone, or he can't turn into them. He can look like any of them. He's a master impersonator and stuff like that. But if he can like see an image, and then like in the show he had a belt that like turned him into them. But in the comics, like he used to just like wear masks. But now
Oh, did you just make a mask of someone's face and wear it?
like Mission
Really?
Impossible.
That's funny.
Yeah. He's actually the first real supervillain Spider-Man's ever fought.
Ever?
Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Amazing Spider-Man #1.
But that's not the first appearance of Spider-Man though. Amazing Fantasy #15 was the first appearance of Spider-Man. And he just fought like fought the guy that killed Uncle Ben in that one.
Sandman?
No. That's Spider-Man 3, bro.
Yeah, I remember that scene. Like, I don't remember anything from the Spider-Man movies except for Sandman killing his dad.
Yeah, that's not real, dude.
What was Uncle Ben?
But let me finish my chameleon thought real quick. Uh, so in the episode, like he sees like a picture of Nick Fury, but the thing is mirrored, so his eye patch is on the wrong side,
Ah,
and that's how Spider-Man figures out that it's chameleon.
how clever of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really like Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I don't know. I just think he's boring.
He's always been the relatable superhero.
Really?
Yeah.
How so? How sway?
Um, he was invented for teenagers to like uh, relate to him because he's a teenager at first, and then he's always having those money problems, and he's always having those money problems, and he's always in those love triangles. Not at first.
He's in love triangles?
Yeah.
With whom?
Um, it's usually like it's Gwen Stacy and Mary Jane.
I didn't know Gwen Stacy was actually in the comics. I thought she was just a stupid thing that the Amazing Spider-Man made up.
No, it's funny because she's like one of the few like big comic characters that like stayed dead.
Stayed dead?
Yeah.
She stayed. Is she still dead?
Yeah, they're
That's
never
kinda-
gonna bring her back.
Really? It's pretty funny. Did she die in the same way that she did in the movie, where she like?
She like hit her head on this.
Yeah,
No, it was close.
that was funny.
Like, okay, so Green Goblin like threw her off of a bridge in the comics, and so she fell, and Spider-Man was like, "Oh no!" and he like webbed her torso, and he like pulled her up, and then she was already dead though. So there was a big
She was Omae Womo Shinderu.
yeah. So there was a big stink about it, like until fairly recently, where it was like was she already dead before he threw her off, or did Spider-Man kill her?
That'd be funny if Spider-Man.
Spider-Man killed her.
Really?
Yeah.
Like how?
Well, he just webbed her torso, and like she's falling off of a bridge.
So like, it like snapped her back.
Yeah, it snapped her back. She
When-
didn't hit her head.
So wouldn't she just be paralyzed then?
That doesn't work. Listen.
I gotta be real with you, G.
I think she was like already like beat up and stuff. She was unconscious, like before she got thrown off. But then there's a story where like Green Goblin does that to Mary Jane, and Spider-Man's like, "Oh no, you don't," and he webs like 18 different places on her body so that she doesn't snap anything.
Or you could just make like a net to catch her.
I mean, have you ever thought about that? Like, Spider-Man makes like nets and parachutes. It's like, how do you do that with like an ejecting like
Yeah.
thing? It's like there's nothing to like cast it on.
Doesn't he have like electric webs too? How do those work? Does it conduct electricity?
No, I mean,
Webs don't conduct electricity.
I assume it's like the same reason that like little taser guns work.
But tasers are made out of like copper wire.
Well, I think that the electric webs are made out of copper wire.
But then they'd just be copper wire. They wouldn't be sticky.
They're not sticky in the comic. They're to tase people, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's just a taser.
Yeah.
You know tasers come with
Or maybe like the web fluid is like around the copper wire.
That makes sense. Have you ever seen like a taser being shot in real life?
Yeah.
How they have those little confetti that comes out
Yeah.
with the serial numbers on it so you can track
Who
stuff.
who tased whoever? Yeah, just pick it up. Simple fix.
Our friend Wesley is doing Grease.
Doing Grease the musical?
Yes.
Is he gonna sing the song that's like, "You're the one that I want"?
Yeah,
Funny.
that one.
Yeah. I'm basically asking, is he the girl or the guy?
I don't know. He's not gonna be in Grease. I think he's just like, person who doesn't do anything in theater. I
Okay.
forget what those called. Stupid people. That's what they are called.
Got it. All right. How about this discussion time? I don't know.
Wait, what did Ashton say in the chat?
I
Y'all are very quiet. Turn up
Y'all are
everything.
very quiet.
Turn up the everything, because we can't fix that.
Okay, I'll try to talk a little bit louder.
Okay, I'll turn up the mics, but it might like frick up. So just warning you in advance, Ashton, it might frick up.
Oh, frick, dude.
Oh frick, Pac-Man.
Yeah. Oh shit, Pac-Man. Yeah. Okay, how about this? Who do you think? What do you think is gonna happen in Avengers 4?
Um, I think they're gonna. This is what I predict.
Mm.
Um, they're gonna go. Ant-Man's gonna shrink down really small.
Yes.
He's gonna go inside Thanos' head, and he's gonna blow
and
up.
or urethra.
No, he's gonna go into Thanos' like
Ear.
pores on his face. He's gonna go molecular or whatever they call it. What is it called?
He goes into the
The quantum realm.
yeah.
But what do they call it? They say like go like molecular or something like that, right?
No, he just says they just go into the quantum realm.
No, it's like they use a term. They're like
Go.
going subatomic or something
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
I saw this thing. It's not that funny, but it made me chuckle a little bit. This is the part in the movie where this isn't a spoiler. This is the part in the movie where Ant-Man is like, "Do you guys just add quantum to the front of everything?" And like one of them's like, "No," and the other one's like, "Maybe." And then the Goliath, the black guy.
The black guy.
Yeah, you remember? Black professor guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's like sitting there with like the triangle hand thing, and he's like, "Quantum, yes."
Okay. Speak more into your mic, Max. That'll help with the
Okay.
problem.
Hey, bro, don't fuck with me.
Did you like Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Yeah, I thought it was a fun romp.
My mom watched it and she fell asleep, and I was kind of mad when she told me that.
Why?
Like, that's a really funny movie.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I think the
You
best
think it was
jokes.
as funny as Boar Ragnarok?
Um, I think the reason why Thor Ragnarok was so funny was because like it was a Thor movie.
Yeah, and like you don't really associate, all the funniness with Thor. You usually associate the funniness with like Iron Man, because like he's very snarky. He's a snarky boy.
Well, I always associate it with Ant-Man because Ant-Man's the funny one.
Oh yeah, Paul Rudd. He's a comedy man.
Yeah. Or Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's another. He's also a comedy man.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Chris Pratt is like, I'm glad they chose him. Like, I wouldn't like Guardians of the Galaxy if they didn't chose Chris Pratt. I'm an Ethan.
Okay.
You know what I mean by that.
He's Ethan. I don't know, man. I mean, I think maybe it might work if somebody else was Star-Lord, but we're never gonna know because they chose right the first time,
Well, what if like his contract expires and they're gonna make a new Star-Lord?
They wouldn't do that.
Well, I mean, it's already happening for Captain America.
Well, that's because it's a different character taking over the mantle.
Well, what if they did that with Star-Lord?
There's only been one Star-Lord.
Really?
I think so.
Is he dead in the comics?
I don't think so. Let's see. What do you think about this Fox stuff? You got any hopes and dreams for Marvel now that Marvel has all the rights to X-Men, Fantastic Four?
I mean, I kind of hate the Fantastic Four.
Really? Why?
I think they're just stupid.
But they're cosmic. You love cosmic.
They're not. I mean, they're just stupid though.
They're very cosmic.
I don't think they're really
Why do you think
cut
they're
out for
stupid?
movies. Cause like I know that Fox made Fantastic Four movies, but I just don't see the potential. They already have Avengers. They don't need Fantastic Four.
Well, I mean, they're different flavors for different people.
But I mean, the thing is, Fantastic Four is just kind of like watered down Avengers.
I kind of disagree because there's a lot of pathos, especially with the Thing, and he's always like, "I'm a monster" and stuff like that. The thing is that the whole appeal of Fantastic Four is they're a family. They're like a tightly knitted family. They're 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 quite literally a family, except for the Thing, who is not related to them, except in friendship.
I got a question, Max.
Yes.
Do you think he has a big rocky penis?
Not in the Fox movie. He didn't have pants in that one, so there left nothing to the imagination. He just had like a smooth rocks.
What is this? Does he have blood?
Does the Thing have blood?
Yes.
Well, whenever he gets hit, just like a bit of rock comes off.
So no blood?
I mean, I did read this little comic called Infamous Iron Man, and they made him... Yeah, okay, I'll say this first. In Infamous Iron Man, like, there was a spell cast on the Thing, and, like, his rock started falling off. So it was just, like, a weird, like, pink, like...
Gooey monster?
It wasn't a gooey monster.
Fleshy monster?
Yeah, fleshy. There's the word. It was just a little bit of his face. You know, you can imagine the rest. And then there's also a comic in the 90s, I believe, where the Wolverine, he slashed at Thing's face, and it's, like, weird, like, puffy, like, pussy pink, like, underneath the rock.
So there's no blood?
I suppose not, but there again, he didn't like stab the pink part.
Or maybe that's all there is.
Maybe. I mean...
So that means that his erections could not happen because he doesn't have any blood. Unless it was just a regular penis under the rock.
No, he goes to Galactus and he say, grant me boners.
Does Galactus grant wishes?
No.
Why'd you...
Because Galactus would be like, okay, I know that feel, bro.
Doesn't he eat planets?
He does do that.
Do you like Galactus's design? I feel like it's a little... His head... You know what's going on with his head.
Well, I mean, you gotta realize that these designs weren't made in today's era. I think, as goofy as it looks,
I think it looks cool, though. Yeah, it just depends.
Also very cool and very classic.
You ever imagine MODOK with Galactus's helmet?
That's a pretty good picture.
Yeah, I kind of want to draw that.
That is pretty good. MODOK is like a little, like...
MODOK scares me.
He's just got a big, like, ugly, scary face.
Yeah. He looks like he's in pain. I think his origin story could have been better.
What is it?
He's just, like, made in a lab. Like, these guys were just trying to make this, like...
It's made by AIM, right?
I think so. I think that's who made him. They were just kind of like... I think they were like, we gotta make this, like, super soldier thing.
Like in super intelligence?
Yeah, but then it like, overpowered them and then enslaved them.
This big brain over here.
Yeah, big brain MODOK over here. But I wish it was something more cosmic. Like, he's just this dude, and he got put in this magical thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because he looks like his helmet thing made him what he was.
Like a tortured soul type
Yeah,
thing.
he was like a tortured person. He got put in that device, and he was like, oh!
Yeah. I've said this to you before, but... There's a scene from a movie, and I could not tell you what movie it's from, but it's like, I thought it was from like G.I. Joe, which, you know, sounds stupid.
Like the live action movie?
Yeah.
Dude, I watched that as a kid, and I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Because like all the...
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
It was that freaking white snake boy.
Oh,
Snake Eyes?
Snake Eyes is the black one.
Oh.
White one is...
White Cobra, something like that.
Yeah.
Cobra.
They work for Cobra. That's the...
They're like, Cobra!
Yeah. What the fuck was his name? I felt like it had something to do with snakes, but maybe I'm wrong. It's like white something.
I just remember, like, when I was little, like, when I saw that movie as a kid,
and,
I
like,
saw
the scene where they're, like, little kids, and they're, like, fighting in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that was cool.
I remember, me and my brother, we saw that movie together, and instantly when we got home, we have to play pretend like we're these guys.
Yeah, and you got a knife and you stabbed each other in the stomach.
But like, so like I was like, dude, my favorite Snake Eyes, and then my brother was like, no, actually my favorite Snake Eyes. So your favorite's gonna have to be the other guy, and I was like, okay.
Okay, he's also kind of a badass.
Yeah, they're both cool, so I don't really care.
Yeah. But the scene like in question is like he it was like this dude and it was like medieval times and there was a hot mask in the coals, like a red hot like metal mask, and he was just like, you
Oh,
can't do anything to me, and then they're like, oh yeah, and they like put the hot mask on him without cooling it down. And I remember that like that's given me like PTSD, and I haven't been able to get any closure for it because I don't know what movie it's from.
hopefully our audience can figure it out. Our audience of like.
Two.
I wonder how many people are watching right now. That's a good question.
Um,
Probably none.
yeah, Ashton probably left.
Yeah, Ashton probably was like, "This guy's gay."
God, I hate these people.
Okay, let's see. We have one watching. Somebody's watching. Somebody already disliked it.
That's funny. But yeah, let's see. Tortured souls in comics. There's a thing, which is the one I can think of right now. There's like there's this other spider clone named Kane, and like he was just cloned so that the Jackal could like beat on him.
Beat his meat.
No. No, because the Jackal hated Peter Parker because Peter Parker was going out with Gwen Stacy, and the Jackal was like, I need to go out with Gwen Stacy because he's their professor.
Ah.
He's like really old too, so it's creepy.
Oh, it's creepy. It's like one of those like
He's their college professor.
date me so you can get into the United States. You know
Yeah,
that kind of thing. You ever see that? That's really popular here.
In the United States, it's like date me so you can get an A thing, more like. But the thing is that like Gwen Stacy's also very smart, so she doesn't need to do that.
Well, I mean, but like I was talking about, like, you ever see it here, where like
Oh,
you know what I mean?
H3H3 where it's like the Honest Gold Digger video.
Well, it's not like a gold digger. It's like you see this like old guy,
Yeah.
and like he's just like this old guy, and he doesn't even look like he has that much money. And then you see like a really like nice looking Mexican like young
Young
young Latino girl like 20 that's like married to this guy, but
One
they
of
only
those
married for
Latinas
like
that-
citizenship. You
One
know
of
what I
those
mean?
Latinas that don't crush up hot Cheetos and put them on everything.
Yeah, you mean Lele Pons?
I mean, I'm sure she does that.
Yeah, she probably does.
Dude, Lele Pons, it's been said to death, but she's just not funny. Like,
Yeah. You know what I hate when people say she had a glow up.
she didn't.
She didn't. She just learned how to put on makeup.
And people were like, she's so brave. It's like, no, she got plastic
You're so
surgery.
brave for being pretty.
She's so brave for getting plastic surgery.
Yeah, she also got plastic surgery on her nose.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You think she was humble back then?
no, I've watched videos and people say like she's always been like a bitch.
Well, that's good. At least people know.
At least she's consistent. Let's see.
How's your week been?
My week, it's been pretty good. Been going to driver's ed. So, I gotta do all this, and we got a sub for like Monday and Tuesday, and it was just he like paused between his words. Like I counted one time, and it was 5 seconds between like one half of the sentence and the other.
Yeah.
But and then our real teacher came back, and she almost threw up in our class.
Oh, she was sick.
Yeah. And so then I got moved to the back, and
You're being a bad boy, Max.
I wasn't being a bad boy.
Yeah, you were. You're like gassing Jews and like being racist.
That's me.
He kept on saying the N-word, so she made you move to the back of the class.
I like saying
You like saying the N-word?
No, just anytime you say like the N-word, not like the actual N-word. Whenever you say like, oh, he said the N-word.
Yeah.
It sounds so like funny and like a kid. Like he said the F-word.
But like, have you heard that thing that Super Mega does, where they're like, man, if you're gonna be on this podcast, you gotta stop saying the N-word so much.
Yeah, I saw. That was funny.
Max, if you're gonna be on this podcast, you gotta stop saying the N-word so much.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I like saying the N-word.
That's not funny, Max. What'd you throw at me, Max?
A bullet.
Dude, that's pretty sick. Anyways, think that's about time.
Okay.
Half an hour. I guess that's good for these podcasts.
Okay.
Okay, Bo. Remember when
Alright,
people used to say that all
How
the
would
time?
you rate this podcast on a scale of 1 to 10?
Probably like
Annoying, interrupting cow who? Okay, now rate it for real.
Okay. Okay.
Rate it.
Probably about like I don't know. This is the first one, so I can't really rate it yet. I'll do a rate RP rating pending.
Okay.
I'll rate it in the next episode.
All right. Well, we'll see you in the next episode. Maybe I won't, but Toby probably will.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, this has been better than the other one because
Toby, you didn't stop it yet.
I'm sorry. I want to talk about
Put
the
your
other.
dick away.
I want to talk about the other podcast that we did. It was really bad because we said a lot of stupid stuff, like controversial stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, that's why this is
like
the first
real life.
episode. Yeah. So
Dude,
this
seriously,
is
put your dick away.
this is the Presitator Knots signing off.